Hello, everyone, and welcome to Coffee with Kelsey. Whether you're a returning listener or joining me for the first time, I'm thrilled to have you here. I'm Kelsey Kizina, professional ballroom finalist, 7-time award-winning dance sport coach, and someone who's passionate about helping dancers develop not only their technique, but their confidence, focus, and resilience, both on and off the dance floor. Today's episode is especially exciting. Recently, I returned from the P3 convention in Kansas City, and the energy, focus, and dedication of the dancers there was absolutely inspiring. From the very first warm-up to the showcase, I saw kids who were eager to learn, willing to work hard, and ready to push themselves to the next level. In this episode, I'm sharing my experience at P3, what it felt like, what it taught me as a coach, and why conventions like this are so important for young dancers and the parents supporting them. Grab your coffee, settle in, and let's explore the lessons, the energy, and the growth that made the P3 convention so transformative. Coffee with Kelsey is brought to you by ballroomdancecoach.com. 7-time award-winning instruction, helping dancers of all levels maximize their progress and express themselves on the dance floor. The moment you walk into the venue, it hits you. That electric hum of focus and anticipation. Everywhere you looked, the dancers were warming up, excited, and getting ready to compete for scholarships. The faculty is setting up, the music starts to pulse, and suddenly it's game time. But what stood out the most to me during this event wasn't just the talent, it was the energy. There was a hunger in the room. Dancers weren't just showing up to be seen, they were showing up to work. Every class was packed with focus. The students weren't afraid to sweat, to ask questions, to fail forward and try again. And that's what made the P3 convention so powerful. It forced the dancers to raise the standard just by being in the room. When you're surrounded by dancers who are giving their all, you start to give a little more too. That's growth. That's the culture that builds champions. Let's talk about that word, hunger. It's one of the most important qualities in an athlete. And during that event, I saw it everywhere. I saw it in the younger dancers, the ones who are still learning how to balance excitement and discipline, wide eyes, trying to catch every movement. I saw it in the teens, the ones ready to prove themselves, locked in and fearless. And the truth is, hunger can't be coached. You can correct technique, polish footwork, adjust timing, but hunger has to come from within. Events like P3 either light that fire in you or remind you to rekindle it. You leave an event like that different, more driven, more focused, and more aware of what's possible when you really want it. And that's why I tell every dancer, get yourself in rooms that challenge you. If you're always the best one in the room, you're in the wrong room. Now, I want to take a minute to talk to the parents listening. You are the reason your dancer even gets the chance to experience something like this. You're the ones who make the sacrifices, the travel, the time, the tuition, the support behind the scenes. I want you to know that competitions and conventions are not just an expense. They're an investment. Because this isn't just about learning steps. It's about teaching your child how to show up under pressure, how to take feedback, and how to stay composed when things get tough. You're giving them life skills, confidence, adaptability, focus, resilience. So when your dancer comes home tired, sore, maybe even a little emotional, know that they grew that weekend. They didn't just learn choreography, they learned about themselves. That's what makes these experiences worth every bit of effort it takes to get them there. One of the best parts about teaching at P3 was watching how fast dancers adjusted. I'd give a correction, you'd see the dancers process the correction and do their very best to apply it. That's something I always tell my students. Good dancers hear corrections, great dancers apply them. And the faculty at P3, everyone from the people working behind the scenes to make sure everything ran smoothly to my colleague educators, what an absolutely phenomenal group. Every class I stepped into, you could feel the professionalism, the passion, the standard. It's the kind of environment where you can't help but be inspired as both a coach and a learner. When I stepped onto the floor, or onto the stage rather, for my first class, the energy was electric. They wanted feedback, not validation. They wanted correction, not praise. And that's very rare, especially for these age groups. That mindset builds champions, the willingness to listen deeply, to adjust, and to see corrections as opportunity, not criticism. I saw shy dancers start to stand taller, hesitant ones step into confidence, and so many light bulb moments when you suddenly see that concept just click into their heads. Conventions like P3 create those breakthroughs because they place dancers in an environment of collective excellence. Everyone is raising the bar together. And to the dancers listening, take what you learned at the P3 convention and carry it forward. Every experience like this is a test, not of talent, but of mindset. How well can you take correction? How quickly can you adjust? How deeply can you commit even when you're tired? That's what separates good dancers from great ones. The ones who make it to the top aren't always the most talented. They're the most coachable. They're the ones who show up consistently and apply what they've learned. So use every convention, every class, every workshop, every competition as an opportunity to become a little more disciplined, a little more focused, and a little more resilient. That's how champions are built. Now that we've talked about the energy and the mindset of the dancers at P3, I want to speak directly to all of you who were in the classes, or to any dancer who's attended a convention like this. When the weekend ends and the adrenaline fades, what do you do with what you learned? Because the truth is, growth doesn't happen just during that event. It starts there. The real progress begins when you go home. So here are a few key takeaways I want you to carry with you from this experience. Number 1, don't chase the steps, chase the standard. You learned a lot of choreography, but what will really move you forward isn't the routine itself. It's the level of detail you were asked to deliver. The posture, the timing, the footwork precision, the awareness of the space and the floor around you. That's what you practice. If you only remember one thing, let it be this. Technique is what frees you to express. Number 2, keep your corrections alive. Every note you received this weekend, whether it was from me or from another instructor, should live beyond that class. Don't let it die in your notebook. Go back and write down what clicked for you, what confused you, what you want to ask your teacher about, because those small details, those aha moments, they're the roadmap to your improvement. Number 3, learn how to learn. That's a real skill. Not how to do one combination or one pattern, but how to receive information, process it, and apply it quickly. At conventions, you're learning to learn at high speed. And that's one of the greatest advantages you can build as a dancer, adaptability. Number 4, be inspired, not intimidated. You probably saw dancers during this event who blew you away, who moved faster, looked cleaner, and had more confidence. And that's great. That's what you're there for. Instead of comparing, observe. Ask, what are they doing that I can learn from? Then use that energy as fuel, not fear. Number 5, bring that energy back to your studio. Take everything you experienced, the focus, the excitement, the intensity, and bring it into your next class at home. You don't need a convention stage to train like a professional. You can do it every single day, wherever you are. So if you're listening to this and you were at the P3 event in Kansas City, or even if you've just attended any other big event recently, here's your challenge. Turn your inspiration into implementation. Take one correction, one feeling, one standard that pushed you, and start building it into your everyday practice. Because it's easy to feel the motivation when the lights are on. The real champions, they find that motivation again on Monday when it's just them and it's time to work. Now let's talk about that final showcase and award ceremony, because let me tell you, the energy in that room was absolutely out of this world. I mean, the cheers, applause, the excitement in the air. You could tell everyone in that space was fully invested, not just in their own performance, but in celebrating one another. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to stay for the entire ceremony. After the Ballroom Showcase and Awards wrapped up, I had to run to the airport to catch my flight back home. But I've seen the videos, I've heard the stories, and I just want to say congratulations to every single dancer who received a scholarship, recognition, or award that night. But even more importantly, congratulations to every single dancer who showed up and gave it their all. Because whether your name was called out or not, you were part of something meaningful. Parents, that moment, that community, that's what your investment creates. Confidence, connection, and joy. These memories fuel a dancer's fire for months afterwards. That's what keeps them inspired and coming back into the studio ready to work. Growth happens in the room, in the effort, in the connections we build. Every great dancer started with one class, one correction, one opportunity they said yes to. P3 was filled with those moments, and it was an honor to witness them. Before I sign off, I want to extend my gratitude to everyone who made this event so special. To the organizers and the entire P3 team, thank you so much for inviting me to be a part of something so meaningful and for creating a positive, professional environment for young dancers to grow. To my fellow faculty and educators, both on stage and behind the scenes, it was an honor to share the floor with such passionate, dedicated professionals. To the ambassadors who helped in classes, your leadership, enthusiasm, and professionalism made all the difference. You kept things running smoothly and elevated the entire experience. And of course, to the dancers and the parents, you were the heartbeat of that event. Your energy, commitment, and positivity were unforgettable. If today's episode inspired you to keep growing, keep learning, and keep showing up for your goals, I encourage you to take that next step. For dancers looking for focused, one-on-one guidance, I offer both virtual and in-person private instruction. You can find the details at ballroomdancecoach.com or through the link in the show notes. This season, we're diving deeper than ever into the raw, real stories of life in the arts, triumphs, struggles, and everything in between. So make sure you're subscribed, grab your coffee, and join me next week for another episode. Until next time, keep showing up, keep striving, and remember, greatness isn't found in one big moment. It's built through every single step you take.